This month is called Meet Your Community Health Series presenters, so that you guys will know what we do. That's what we're going to do for you today. Next month, we do cover 10 counties. I'll get to more about our program later on, but I'm going to introduce you Carla Jones. She's with the Oxford Health Authority, and she's a community paramedic, and she's going to give you some information about what they do in their area and what her agency does as a whole.
Good morning. Good to see all you guys out here today. My name is Carla Jones. I'm a community paramedic at Oxford Health Systems. And about 2 years ago, our mayor and city council became concerned about some of the elderly and disabled in our community, and they wanted to do something extra. A lot of times, the elderly or the disabled will call for an ambulance for stuff like lift assist. Maybe you fall on the floor, you're not really injured, but you need help getting up, or maybe a blood pressure check, or maybe you have diabetes and your glucometer is not working properly today. They would call for an ambulance, and that takes an ambulance out of service for the city for 911 calls. So we discussed an alternative to that, and we came up with a community paramedic program. It is a licensed position. I did have to go and take a national registry exam to become a community paramedic, so I did have to study on stuff like social services and a little bit of nursing thrown in with that, and a little bit of paramedic thrown in with that. And so in 2020, I started the program, and then we know what happened in 2020, COVID. So a lot of the home visits had to be put on pause during that time because it was just too dangerous for especially the elderly and disabled community to have someone that works on an ambulance on a regular basis and is exposed to that kind of environment to come into their homes and check them for their blood pressure and blood sugar issues. One of the other things that I do is I'll go into your home and I will evaluate your home for trip hazards. We want to make sure that you don't have any extension cords out that can cause you to trip. I'll also evaluate your diet to make sure that you're eating the things that you're supposed to be, as far as diabetic diets, as far as high blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure or high cholesterol, we'll just sit around and talk about it. And I try to work hand in hand with hospice and a lot of the home health agencies. Say, for instance, if you call our non-emergent number at Calhoun County 911, we have a non-emergent number, and I'll give that out in a little bit. And you request me to come to your home in Oxford. Now, I don't cover any other areas but Oxford. If you request for me to come out to your home for a vital signs check or something like that, then we'll go from there and try to plan out things for you. And if I get to a point to where I don't know exactly where I can send you, I'll call your home health nurse and I'll say, hey, we've got some problems here that I've done their blood pressure, or maybe I've checked their blood sugar and even did a 12-lead EKG, and I've got some problems here. I wanted to know if you would suggest that I call an ambulance and take them to the ER, or do you guys want to come out and do a visit on them? Because they have a broader, more things that they can do than I can. They can call their doctor and get prescriptions just delivered out to their homes and stuff like that. So basically what we're trying to do in Oxford is take care of the people that may not be able to take care of themselves. It's very important that we take care of elderly and disabled, and disabled does not necessarily mean elderly. We do have children in our communities that have, I don't know if you understand what a trach is. Everybody understands what a trach is. They have it in their, right here to help them breathe, and we'll have to go out. There's children in our community that have trachs, and sometimes we'll just have to go out and help suction their trach out, and then they'll be fine. Sometimes it requires a transport. But I do have the ability, if I come to your home and evaluate your condition, happened the other day as a matter of fact, and I feel like you need to go to the hospital, then I have the ability to call one of our ambulances out there and stabilize you until the ambulance gets there. Diet is very important. I understand that a lot of people in the area don't have access to the internet, or maybe you have one of the older phones. My dad had, I don't know how many years my dad had a flip phone, and when I finally bought him an iPhone, he was just totally confused. He didn't understand how to do all that stuff, so we had to go through the process of learning how to use an iPhone or an Android phone and looking up things on the internet. Now he's an expert at it. He stays on it all the time. So, but yeah, we like to take care of our citizens at Oxford, and we want to make sure that you have the best care possible. May not require an ambulance that day, but you just want peace of mind, and I can come out and evaluate how you may be feeling. You may not be feeling very good that day, so I can come out and evaluate you, and we can go from there. I also reach out to Ellen. Sometimes we need some, if you're a caregiver in your home and you have a spouse or a child that you take care of, and you just need a day to have a break, there's also respite care that we can research that and see if we can find out maybe that you could have someone to come into your home, or maybe transport your loved one to a nursing home for a day or two. And some people send their loved ones to a nursing home for a week so they can go on vacation. There's options with that right there as well. Our card, I have a card right here, and the number that you would call in order to get a home visit if you live within the city of Oxford. Say, for instance, if you call an ambulance and Oxford, our service, comes to your home, then you qualify for this program, and it's free. We don't charge anything. We do not charge your insurance, and I'll do usually 2 or 3 visits at someone's house unless they just call me up again and say, hey, I just need someone to come out and check me out. And if you're just at home and you don't have anyone that lives with you and you just want somebody to talk to, I'll come to your house and we'll sit around and we'll talk about everything. You can teach me how to cook. You can teach me how to crochet. My whole family knows how to crochet, but I don't. But you'd call this number right here, and you'd tell them that you want a visit from the community paramedic, and they will get in touch with me, and I'll come out and visit you. I'll make an appointment. I just don't show up at anybody's house. I will call you. Just make sure you leave your number with them. I'll call you, and I'll set up a visit to come to your house, and usually I go every Friday. That is my day to go out and visit people. On the back of this card, it tells the things that we offer at Oxford. To my knowledge, I don't think there are any other community paramedic programs in the state of Alabama except for Pelham. I think Pelham has a community paramedic program. This is a good thing. Like I said, it's free. You know, it's free for us to come out and just check you out. And I've been a paramedic for 8 years, and I've been in EMS for 14 years. I have a knowledge. After you've been doing it for so long, you tend to recognize things that may be going on with people that they might not even recognize themselves. And if I find myself at a place where I'm confused and I don't exactly know what's going on with you, I have resources that I can pull, that I can get in there to help you guys out. We're going to try new things in the future. Hopefully, maybe get Teladoc, where we can, people that are truly bedbound and can't get out of their house to go to the doctor. We've discussed that. I don't know how far we're going to get with that, but just to take your doctor into your home on a iPad and let you guys talk to them, your doctor, and let them diagnose and maybe prescribe there. So we do have a future. We're just trying to get it all going. But like I said, it's for the it's for the city of Oxford. So if you guys want to come out and get a card, I have a card out there as well with my name on it. I appreciate all of our vendors that come out. You guys, I saw you guys stopping at their tables. They're good resources. If you haven't stopped at all of them, make sure you visit them before you leave out of here today. And again, I want to thank you guys. We do this every month. Look on the Oxford Health Systems Paramedics Facebook page, and also Ellen has a Facebook page as well. We post our flyers on those pages so that you'll know when we're doing these events every month. And again, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you, Carla. I'm going to talk a little bit about our agency at East Alabama Regional Planning and Development Commission. We have some folks that's going to come up here that is going to talk about some of the other programs too, because we have so many programs. The East Alabama Regional Planning and Development Commission, we actually have a planning department. They do transportation mapping, all that work with municipalities. They do a lot of things in their department, but I'm focusing today on what we do in our aging department. And one of the, I'll get to mine last. There's different programs that we do have. I want to go over a few of them, and then I'm going to let, are you or Summer coming? Okay, Summer will be here. Well, the ombudsman will be here. I'm going to have them talk about the ombudsman program. We have somebody from the nutrition program going to speak about nutrition. I'm going to have my coworker, Candace, come and talk to you about ADRC and Medicaid waiver program, homebound programs. But I'm going to go a little bit over some of the things that we do. One is legal services. We actually contract with somebody that does that. Legal services, we contract with Legal Services of Alabama. We can't get you out of jail, okay? But we can help you with advance directives and wills and that kind of thing, and it is based on income. We do have that, and we have a contract with, like I said, Legal Services of Alabama. You can call our office, and they'll be more than glad to give you the number to contact for that. I don't have it right off with me right now, but she's in a different office, but we do contract with them. Let's see. Insurance counseling, that's another thing. We do not have insurance. We can't give you insurance. I wish we could, but we can't. We don't have insurance at all, but we do have somebody in our office that's awesome. She knows everything in and out about Medicaid and Medicare. Part D sign up and open enrollment is October through December. She does that. What they can do is they can do comparisons to let you know which is the best plan that you need to be on. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, I used to be a backup for that, and it's amazing to me how much money they can save people, because a lot of times people think that they can just stick with what they had last year, and I highly recommend to everybody that you go and have comparisons every year, because worst case scenarios, they'll tell you, oh, just, stay with the one you got, right? So she actually does, they do comparisons because it changes every year. What one pharmacy, what one doctor, what they accepted last year, they may not accept it this year. It may not be accepted in Calhoun County, but it may be accepted in Etowah County, and you have a sister that lives in Etowah, or you have a sister that lives in Cherokee, and she says, oh, you need to get on this program because this is better, and blah, blah. Well, it may be better for her, but it may not be better for you because you live in a different area. So you need to make sure that you know what your pharmacists, your doctors, everybody takes. And I also actually had one lady that not long ago I had to tell her to call our office and speak to Teresa, because she got a plan because she thought it was the best one for her. And she talked to her sister, and her sister says, oh, well, it pays for everything. It pays for this, 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 and this. But guess what? Her sister lived in Cedartown, Georgia. And even though that's over the line, it didn't pay for hers because her Medicare came from Alabama. And even when she went to the office in where the pharmacist there in Cedartown, it wouldn't pay for it because she had Alabama Medicare. So Senior RX program is really good. Like I said, you can go online and it'll tell you which application you can fill out according to where you live. Like I said, we do cover 10 counties. Our whole entire agency, we cover 10 counties. The counties that we cover is Cleburne, Etowah, Calhoun, Cherokee, Talladega, Clay, Randolph, Coosa, Tallapoosa, and Chambers. So those are all the counties that all of our programs at East Alabama, that's the counties that we cover. So that's the Senior RX program. We also have a senior employment program for those seniors that are wanting to go back into the communities and work. They will help you and try to find you a job part-time. And we have volunteer opportunities, education and training, which is one of the things that we're doing today is education and training. And then I'll get to my program. So my program that I do is the Alabama Caregivers Program, and it's the National Family Caregivers Program is what it's called nationwide. It's the National Family Caregivers Program. However, Alabama just decided to call theirs Alabama Cares. It's just a catchy name because you know the government's all about acronyms, right? So CARES stands for Caregiving, Assistance, Resources, Education, and Services. And so this program started around 24 years ago. The federal government finally realized, hey, there's more and more people that are trying to take care of their loved ones at home, and we might need to help them, right? I wish I could say that we're there to help you 24/7 every day. It's a Band-Aid right now on a big wound, but it's a start. We've been in this program 23 years now in Alabama, and it's not like Medicaid or anything else that's been around here for, decades. So I still think that we're kind of in our infancy stage as well. But it's a good program, but it's not a big fix, if that makes sense. What we do is we work with family caregivers, of course. And how do you get on our program? To be on our program, you have to be a caregiver over the age of 18, taking care of somebody over the age of 60. Or you can be a caregiver over the age of 18, taking care of somebody of any age if they have a diagnosis of dementia of any type, okay? Whether it's alcohol-induced vascular dementia, frontal lobe, Alzheimer's, whichever, okay? Then we also work with a population of what we call other relative caregivers. Other relative caregivers have to be 55 years or older, and they can either be taking care of a client who is 19 to 59, a child 19 to 59 who cannot live on their own anymore, such as somebody who is paraplegic, somebody that is bedbound, somebody that has to have help all the time that they cannot live on their own. It could be MS, all different kinds of problems. Another relative caregiver 55 or older that we deal with is grandparents that have at least what we call legal guardianship of their grandkids that are raising their grandkids at home. These grandparents are the only ones in the child's life. The parents are not in the child's life, and they have to have at least, like I said, legal guardianship taking care of these grandkids. So that's the qualifications, but what do we do, right? So what we do is we have what I call home help agencies that we have contracts with. And those agencies that we have contracts with, you can choose which one you want in your area, and they can come to the home once or twice a week to give you a break in the home. To give you a break in the home, I tell everybody they can do what we call personal care. They can actually bathe them. They can do what we call homemaker skills. Now, they're not going to do deep cleaning and clean your refrigerator out and dust all your knickknacks and clean your windows, right? But what we do every day, they pick up, they change linens off the bed, they can fix a small lunch, they can run the vacuum cleaner over your floor, that kind of thing, that kind of cleaning. Or they can just sit there and watch Andy Griffith with them while you go out to the store, go get your hair done, go to the Waffle House, have a cup of coffee with your sister, or you can lock your door and let Calgon take you away, okay? Whatever it is that you wish, okay? So, because we're there for the caregiver, even though that we have that home help agency that's in there taking care of that care recipient that you're taking care of, right? Our goal is for the caregiver to alleviate your burnout, right? So if you want Calgon to take you away, that's more power to you, and we'll have that worker sitting with them while you're doing that. Or if you want to get out in the yard and piddle, we have people that do that. If they want to go and garden, in peace for a couple of hours or whatever without being interrupted. But you get to choose whichever one in your area. This program is not a permanent program. You can't be on it forever, okay? You cannot be on it forever. I wish you could. Hopefully that it'll change to where we get more money. Two things I'm going to stick in your ears. One, to always contact your local senators, your congressmen, and tell them, hey, you need to put more money in that caregivers program. And this is also a reason why it's so important for you guys to fill out your census every time it comes out, because we get money according to our senior population. Does that make sense now? So the more people we have filling out those census, the more money we get. Okay, so that's another important thing. But like I said, it's not a permanent program. With that being said, you can only be on it for 1 calendar year. So if you sign up for it today, you have until January today, this date, to use it for next year, to January 2025, okay? You get $2,500 worth of services. You do not get the money, but just consider us like your bank. So when that home help agency comes to you, they actually send us the bill and we pay them. Okay, that's how that works.
Good morning, thank you. I'm running in here, sorry. Just to tell you about our program, we are the long-term care ombudsman. A lot of people don't know what an ombudsman is. It's a big word that just means advocate. And what we mainly do is we do routine visits and complaint visits in nursing homes and assisted living facilities. So we are a program where we have a state ombudsman we answer to in Montgomery, but we cover the 10 counties, same as Ellen and the rest of East Alabama. So we have soon to be 66 facilities that we cover. There's 4 of us. Melinda Mitchell is one of the ombudsmen that works with me. But we go in and we advocate for the residents. We do the routine visits and just check for quality of care to see how they're doing, ask them, see, you know, if the environment's clean, if they can reach their call lights in the facilities, if they're, you know, receiving enough hydration, things like that. That a lot of the other programs that we have at East Alabama, we're still all looking for kind of the same thing. So we have a little card on the table over there that just kind of tells about what we do. We do mediate, so we handle anything inside the facility, even abuse, neglect, exploitation, as long as it's inside the facility. If there's a family member in the community that is exploiting the resident, you know, because there are some family members that do not turn their Social Security check to the facility for the care. If there's exploitation in that matter, then we have to involve whatever county's Department of Human Resources, Adult Protective Services in that. So we do make referrals to them as well. We also do educations. We do events like this. We do education within the facilities as well with the staff and the residents. We also advocate for, or we don't advocate, we market for an event, a program called Gateway to Community Living. It is a Medicaid waiver program. Candace may cover more on Medicaid waivers when she's talking about the programs at East Alabama. But this is a program specifically that allows people that are in the nursing home to go home on Medicaid waiver. They do have to have Medicaid, so that is the main requirement. But what it does is it allows people to go home on their own if they're able, or to go home to a family members. We've had, you know, children take their parents home. We've had parents take their children home that are in the facility. There's all ages and all reasons why people are in the nursing home nowadays. But this program will help provide the needs. It can pay for the deposit, first month's rent if they're going to their own apartment, plus the utility deposits, and to get to get household items, furniture, towels and washcloths, pots and pans, dishes, things like that, just to get them started. So the program is a really great program. There's a lot more involved in it, as far as even having someone come in and help care for the person in the home, which is part of the Medicaid waiver services that's provided anyway. So that's a great program. It's called Gateway to Community Living. It's a grant, a federal grant that Alabama chose to partake in. Not all states have this program. If you know anybody that's in another state, it's a money follows the person grant. It's called different things in every state. It's just Alabama named it Gateway to Community Living. We also, of course, we do elder abuse inside the facility mainly. What am I missing, Melinda? I know I'm missing something. I'm sorry. This is like my Monday, so I'm just kind of scattered. But are there any questions about any of the facilities or any of the things that we do? No? But, you know, if you ever have any questions, if you know somebody or a family member or a friend or somebody has someone in a facility and there's ever a problem, they just call the 1-800-AGE line number, the same to get any of our programs, and they will transfer you to us and just allow us to find out what's going on and see what we can do to help mediate the situation.
Good morning to all. I see some lovely faces that are very familiar, but I am Sarah. I work at East Alabama, and I work with the nutrition program. And some of y'all are already aware of our best kept secret. We do have 36 senior centers throughout our 10-county region, and at those senior centers, folks come, they play games, you know, different kinds of crafts, and then they get to enjoy a meal together. You know, we've all been through a lot in the last 4 years and such, and social isolation, you know, has been one of them for all of us, especially our older population. And so, you know, these senior centers operate, and we had to shut them down for a little while during, or at least for inside activities for quite some time. And going in the senior centers now, the joy on folks' faces, still coming, you know, being able to come back out the senior center, it's wonderful. You know, studies have been done that, and I'm not a scientist or anything like that, but they have done studies that people live longer and happier and healthier lives if they have connections, whether that be family, friends, church, etc. And it gives an opportunity for folks to make those connections. And I can't tell you how many senior centers I've been in, and you know, I had one lady say, she said, I moved down here to live with my sister from the north, and sister passed away during COVID. And she said, and I was just, I didn't know what to do with myself, and this is a lifesaver for me. So I encourage y'all, it's the same number as Ellen spoke about. So like we say, 1-800-AGE line, and you may call that, and we have folks in our ADRC department that can talk to you and do referrals to the different programs you may be interested in through our agency or could benefit from. And just like Ellen said, if your sister lives in Mobile, tell her to call that 1-800-AGE line too, because 1-800-AGE line will connect her to who she needs. So it's a statewide number, and it'll get you to where you need to go. But I just am so glad everybody's here, and these programs that Ellen's been having, encourage your friends. And y'all come back out to it. She's having them every single month with highly interesting topics. Every single one I've been to, I've learned something new. And another thing to help us live long and happy lives is to be lifelong learners. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can call 1-800-AGE line, and we'll be happy to help. Have a good day.